You are failing to perfectly steam your milk because you're probably making these three common mistakes. Mistake number one, wrong positioning. Mistake number two, adding too much steam. Mistake number three, not texturing your milk. If you don't properly steam your milk, it's going to be a challenge for you to make a good latte art. And milk steaming is the key reason why 99% of beginner baristas are unable to make a good latte art. In simple terms, a bad steamed milk is going to give you a bad latte art. And a well-steamed milk is going to make latte art making effortless. So if you're someone who wants to make a good latte art, let's start by mastering a technique of steaming milk. This is the Vortex technique, where you can use it to steam milk on all espresso machines and using all types of milk. Hey coffee family, welcome to this simple coffee educational video about milk steaming. And I'm going to be teaching you my all-in-one milk steaming technique that I use on a home espresso machine and even a commercial espresso machine. This technique can steam dairy milk and plant-based milk effortlessly. For it to work for you, you need to just follow these three simple rules. The first rule is going to be the positioning of your steam wand and the jug. You need to position your steam wand in the right area so that you can start your steaming. And the second rule is adding in the right amount of air into your milk. Depending on the type of coffee drink is what is going to determine how much air you're going to add into your milk. And you're going to hear this hissing sound. And the third rule is texturing your milk. You're going to create a vortex. You need your milk to spin around in the vortex. This is when you're texturing your milk. You should be able to hold this vortex until your milk reaches the ideal temperature. If you master these three simple rules and implement them each and every time when you're steaming your milk, I can guarantee that you'll be able to make the perfect milk texture, which will make it easy for your latte art. Because for the 7 years of working as a barista, this is my one technique that I've used to make millions of lattes, cappuccinos, and flat white for my customers. And I have been able to teach this same technique to beginner baristas, and the results have been mind-blowing. If you've been in the coffee industry for some time, this milk steaming technique is not new to you, because you've seen countless baristas using this same technique to steam their milk and have those consistent results. But in this video, I have broken down each and every step in the easiest way possible that all levels of barista can fully master milk steaming. I have designed this video thinking of myself how I would learn milk steaming if I was a new barista with no experience. The easiest way of mastering these three simple rules of this milk steaming technique is by using water and liquid soap. The reason why I recommend for you to start by liquid soap and water, you won't have panic and pressure of wasting your milk. But by using water and liquid soap, you're going to be able to practice countless times. I start by adding our water into the jug just below the spout. Next, I'll just add in 2 drops of liquid soap, purge my steam wand, remove any air in the steam wand pipe. So we bring out our steam wand at a 90-degree angle. Position it in the center of the jug. The tip of the steam wand should be only on the surface of the water. So tilt your jug slightly to bring the steam wand just on the side. Then start your steam. Open the steam. So the first step was positioning. The second step is adding in the right amount of air into our milk. This sound you hear means you're adding in air. The more you hear this sound, is the more foam you're going to end up with your milk. And the less you hear this sound, you're going to end up with less foam. So depending on the coffee drink you're making, this is what is going to determine how much air you add into your milk. After adding in your ideal air, you're going to create a vortex. where the milk is going to be spinning round. This means you're mixing up the foam and the milk at the base and also creating that silky texture. At your ideal temperature, you stop the steam, clean your steam wand, open it again to remove any milk, then close. If you have big bubbles, you just tap down like this, and this is a silky milk texture that you're going to need to make your latte art. We can try this one more time. What I want you to think is, anytime you're going to steam your milk, think of these 3 simple rules. 1, have you positioned your steam wand and the milk jug correctly? 2, know which drink you're going to make. Are you making a cappuccino, a latte, or a flat white, or any other coffee drink? How much foam that you need? That pepper tearing sound that you hear when you're starting your steam, that means you're adding in air into your milk. This is something that you need to adjust over a period of time. Later on, you can now increase on the amount of foam and reduce even more on the amount of foam. The key thing of practicing, make sure you can master the positioning, the adding in air, and the vortexing. This is a very important part of milk steaming because you're now mixing together the bubbles of air you injected in with the proteins and the fat in the milk. As the milk is heating up, you need to create that vortex so that it mixes each and everything together to come up with that silky milk texture. You can try this technique. Practice this milk steaming technique. Don't be in a rush. Practice it until you can hold your vortexing until you reach an ideal milk temperature. So after practicing and making sure you have mastered these 3 simple rules, now it's time for us to extract our shot of espresso and we use milk. Before we start using milk for our milk steaming technique, if you have any question, don't hesitate, leave it in the comment section. I am going to be answering all your questions. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe because every week on Wednesday, I post videos about coffee making and barista tips. My goal for this channel is for you and me to be able to make a good cup of coffee or become better baristas. So let's continue with our second phase of steaming our milk using real milk and real espresso, because we have now learned and mastered the technique. You need a latte cup which has a wide surface. This is what is going to give you that much space for you to make your latte art design on top of this cup. So you start your extraction. The shot of espresso is done extracting. Now we get our milk jug. It's key for you to use cold milk because it will allow you to texture it for a long time before it reaches the desirable temperature. Add it into your milk jug just below the spout. Open the steam wand to release any water in the steaming wand pipe. Just for a few seconds. Bring out your steam wand. Position your steam wand in the center of the jug. The tip should be just slightly on the surface of the milk. Tilt your jug slightly to bring the steam wand just slightly on the side. Then open your steam, adding in air. So we are going to be making a latte. So you're going to hear how long I add in air into my milk. So I'll start by opening my steam because I'm having the positioning ready. Now I'm adding in air. So for my home espresso machine, this air is enough for my form of a latte. I will lift up my jug slightly, then I'll hold it in one position, holding the vortex going round and round. This means I'm texturing my milk to come up with that smooth milk texture. On the ideal temperature of 55 to 65, you stop your steam, clean it, remove any milk and open it again for a few seconds to release any air in the steam wand. This is my milk texture. It's smooth like wet paint, and now I can pour my basic latte art. If you're a beginner, I don't want you to complicate your life with trying different latte art designs which might be challenging. Start with a hat because this is the starting step for all baristas. So we start by mixing in our milk into the espresso. 3/4 of the cup full. You lower down the jug, aiming for the center. You push to create this circle, then lift up your jug and move it on the other side. This is a simple hat. If I was a beginner and I am able to texture my milk very well and I pour this hat, it's going to be very easy for me to try other different latte arts, because I know I have fixed one of the key problems that will end up making latte art making very challenging. You can use this same technique and steam any type of milk. By just a few simple steps and a few practice, you will be able to master milk steaming and be able to make a good latte art just like this, even if you are a beginner barista just starting up your journey, or you're a home barista. Your next step is making latte art. I would recommend for you to watch this video next for a full guide of the 10 basic latte art designs that you should start with as a beginner barista.